fingiamo un down, sì, non castare in giro, cosa so che mi tocca cargando.
And I think we should head back downstairs and talk about what that main entry area is going to be.
Okay.
We're moving along. Run! Dun, 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 dun. We're not using the ball, so we can make it sound really cool. And ba-da, ba-da. We're back downstairs. I have quite a few questions for you. Now, some of these you probably may have already answered with Jeff Gabriel in a previous episode. But there's a lot of River Queen Holdings, River Queen something else, River Queen Provisions. Let's start with what River Queen came from.
So it came from a lot of places. The main place it came from, part of this project is about what Ben Franklin was. It's about honoring the feminine center of this community. It's about honoring the creative center of this community, and it's about honoring our elders and our history.
Okay.
And my grandmother grew up in a small town on a river in North Florida, and when I first came to the Eastern Sierra, it reminded me a lot of home.
Oh, okay.
And so much of our history and the challenges in this community are related to water, and I thought, you know, no one really wants to talk about the water. And so I'm going to name the problem. And so I named this place River Queen Provisions after my grandmother, Eloise.
Okay. And so this is going to be River Queen Provisions down here. What is River Queen Provisions then?
So River Queen Provisions is going to be a farm-to-table cafe.
Okay.
A regionally sustainably sourced general store.
All right.
A community event space upstairs, and hotel rooms.
Okay. All right. Anything else that you can tell us about River Queen Holdings? I know the website for people who want information about this.
River Queen Holdings Opportunity Zone Fund is the fund that is funding this project. And the reason why the building's been sitting empty is because I've been raising private equity. The whole idea is that it's an opportunity to put their money where their values are back into this community and our economic development.
Okay.
And receive a capital gains benefit while they're at it.
Which means they probably need to be an accredited investor.
They do need to be an accredited
certain
investor.
Amount of money. I know that from my financial history, years of being a CIO of financial firms. But so they can get that information where?
riverqueenbishop.com is the website for the fund. And then additionally this summer, River Queen Provisions, the business that will occupy this space, we're starting to do some community engagement. We'll have an area guide up on our website, our first little line of merch, and we're going to be announcing some community farm dinners in the summer and fall.
Okay. Are we allowed to say?
If you sign up on our website, riverqueenprovisions.com, you will get notified about all of those fun things.
And it's coming soon, so you definitely want to go sign up ASAP if not already been notified.
Yeah, probably by the time this airs, it will have been released July 19th and 20th at Rock Creek Lakes Resort.
You let it out. There it is. All right. And so this is going to be the River Queen Provisions General Store?
Yes.
And a sustainable market?
So River Queen Provisions will have all regionally sustainably sourced groceries, quality home goods, clothing, apothecary, books, garden, like a traditional general store.
How cool.
But with really nice, modern, regionally made products.
Wow.
And a farm-to-table cafe that will be all regionally sourced. The idea really is to foster and incubate a stronger local food system, more local agriculture and local manufacturing.
That is cool. I cannot wait to walk into this building and see it in its glory when it's done.
The idea really is to give visitors and locals alike the experience of what this community is about. We don't, you know, I covered the back roads of Texas for many years as a photojournalist, and I would drive a certain route because there was that really special diner you could stop at and listen to people talk and learn a lot about the community. And Bishop doesn't really have a place like that anymore. And so I'm hoping to make this really a place for everybody where people can come and have an inspirational experience of what's unique to our community.
Well, we appreciate you having us come here. And I know it looks like I got ADHD, but there's so much to look at. And I hope we've done the justice by capturing the B-roll. And sorry about the echo. There's nothing we can do about that, or the trucks going by. That's just Bishop. So, but anyway, Jennifer, thank you so much for this invitation. And we look forward to seeing this as a completed project.
Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
Hello, I'm Officer Michener, your Public Information Officer with the California Highway Patrol area out of Bishop. I'm coming to you today. We've had a lot of inquiries about the collision and the shutdown that occurred on Interstate 15 just outside of Barstow. Preliminary information is all I have for you, really. But I do come to you with a little bit of news about we have Chief Michener, the Inland Division Chief of the California Highway Patrol, is going to be doing interviews with KCAL at 4 p.m. and KCBS 2 at 6 p.m. So for further information and a lot more detail regarding this incident, you can refer to those, and we'll see what we can do here about getting that interview available as well. But on the 26th, big rig hauling a flatbed with a sealed hazmat container ended up overturning onto the northbound shoulder of the freeway. Within that container were housed several commercial grade lithium-ion batteries, which ultimately ended up catching fire. Those fires, lithium-ion, lithium-iron, all sorts of, anything with lithium in it really is not good when it gets to burning. It burns really hot for a very long time. It's very hard to extinguish, and the chemicals and stuff that gets released into the air is extremely dangerous to humans. These are the reasons for the shutdown. The fire department requires a large envelope or a space cushion in order to deal with this. When those explode, it's about a 30-meter radius of explosion, initial explosion, that can occur from what I'm being told, and to looking into this incident a little bit with what they had on board. The fire department that was handling is stating that they had warnings for 30-meter explosions possible. So if any of you have seen on YouTube or any videos of lithium-ion batteries, when they get to burning and exploding, it's quite the sight. So that'll explain the reason. Additionally, once lithium-ion or any of those lithium batteries, they do get extinguished, they can recombust later on, whether it be the next day, following days. So it's really dangerous, and a lot of care has to be taken to get that material away from the scene to a safe area and what have you. So during this incident, the CHP responded to additionally 215 additional calls for service as a result of this. CHP provided food and water to a lot of the folks sitting on the roadway that were stuck in traffic. We also provided air support. We sent out additional personnel to help alleviate the situation. All lanes ended up getting opened up on the 28th at approximately 3:30 a.m. Trying to get those folks cleared out of there, but it was quite the scene trying to get cleared up. So again, for additional information on that, I'm going to refer you to the 4 p.m. show on KCAL, as well as 6 p.m. on KCBS2, if you folks can get those channels. Again, Inland Division Chief Michener is going to be giving that interview, so all the information in there is going to be really good information that'll all be up to date and encompass everything that we as the Highway Patrol are allowed to release, and all the known information about the incident in general. Again, I'm Officer Michener, your Public Information Officer with the California Highway Patrol out of the Bishop area. Have a good one.
So, but we're very enthusiastic. These projects, especially Bishop Pavement, has been in the works for a while, and so we're finally glad to see that they're close to coming to fruition. In fact, all of these projects we should be sending out to advertise within the next 2 months, so that we can actually get bids on them, and we can, really finalize the process that we need to do before construction starts.
And for the viewing audience, there's about 250 working days in a year. For normal people, you
Yeah.
probably have to cut some of that off because of winter and other subjects.
Winter impacts different areas. For instance, up in the north with Sonora Junction, that one will go into a winter hiatus this year. There is a certain point on the calendar that we cannot work past for environmental reasons, for this, to protect the species that are up there, whether they are flora or fauna. We have a more leeway when it comes to southern projects, our Eastern Kern County projects and Inyo County projects. It really all depends on what type of winter we have, knock on wood.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So one question we do get a lot about our projects, and really just our highways in general, is, especially with this heat, how is that impacting our highways? People ask us this on social media, call us up. And so I spoke with a couple of our engineers and lab workers, scientists, to figure out what people should know. And basically, CalTrans engineers its pavement for the area that it is in. So we use a hot mix asphalt, which is 95% aggregate material and then 5% of binder. And the binder will differ depending on its environment, depending on where it is being put in. So in speaking with our engineers and our scientists on this, our pavement, our existing pavement here in District 9 is engineered to meet the standards and the demands that come with hot heat waves like we're experiencing right now. So our pavement is good, but there are steps that people can take to, ensure that we don't create any issues with the roadway. And right now, the biggest one is a potential fire. And so we're putting out messaging because we're getting a lot of campers. You've probably seen it around town. Trucks coming with their campers, their boats, their RVs, whatever. Chains dragging. That's one of the biggest concerns that we have this time of year is chains dragging on the ground, setting those sparks to the very dry grass that's found on the side of the road out in the fields. So remember, if you're traveling right now and if you have camper equipment or anything that you're towing, make sure your chains are wrapped around. They're not touching the ground. Also make sure that your coolant levels are appropriate, are well taken care of before you leave, because we don't want a vehicle fire out there, as that can do the exact same thing as dragging chains. And check your tire pressure as well. Make sure that your car is well suited to travel on long distances when we have this type of heat, because you want to make sure that you can get ahead of a problem before you experience it and it's too late.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what we have going on right now. We get a lot of questions about working with CalTrans, and I'm happy to answer those. But actually, we're in the process of making a new web page on our website, dot.ca.gov/D9. That's going to be exclusive for our job listings. It's going to have our current listings. It's going to have videos and informational links on how to apply for a CalTrans job or a state job in general, how to make your account, how to take an exam. It's going to be a one-stop shop for figuring out how to apply for a CalTrans job and what jobs we have available. And we are currently hiring. We have several open positions. I wish I had a list with me, but a few of them just closed yesterday, so I haven't got the new one yet. But we do post these to our Facebook account, which is just CalTrans 9, every week. And as soon as this webpage is ready, we're going to direct people there. It's going to be the most up-to-date information of where you can go to apply for positions.
And your Facebook page was wonderful pictures.
Oh, thank you.
I go there, I need some cheering up. Look, this beautiful field.
It's been an experience. When I first started with CalTrans, our account had 17,000 followers, and we're now up to 54,000 in about 5 years. So,
that's great.
It's been great. And what really helps is our winter pictures. Everyone loves winter pictures and video, so that's helped us grow. And it's great because social media is primarily how people get information, especially in this area. Everyone who's coming up here, they're gonna have a Facebook, a Twitter, a Threads, all the other accounts that I can't think of off the top of my head, Instagram, and that is how we get that information to them. Actually, I just did a presentation for my office explaining what a PIO does, and I said that the two most impactful ways to reach people in our area is with social media and then our electronic CMS boards. So yeah, we take that very seriously on what we do with social media, and we have fun with it too. If any of you follow us and saw our recent Safety Sam video with the tips for beating the heat. So
yes.
If you want to follow us, our Facebook is facebook.com/CalTrans9. Our Twitter or X account is also CalTrans9, and then we are on Threads and Instagram as CalTransD9.
I have a technical question, which I was always told, get off the road when you're in the desert, because the radiant energy on an asphalt highway is like 25 degrees higher than off the road. Do you have?
So honestly, I can't say for sure, but I was looking it up earlier today, and tires, in terms of heat impacted the tires, it actually takes an excessive amount of heat for that. So I can't say for sure whether that is a recommended practice or not. I will say, as one of my coworkers experienced yesterday, wear shoes. Don't walk barefoot on pavement. It is you will not like it.
What have you learned? No bottom of your feet. But and that but I want to talk. You also do the specific coverings of the roads here. I lived in another place where we'll put the same roads in everywhere. It was concrete blocks, and in the summer they expanded, and there were grenades of concrete chips flying up when the concrete expanded. It's got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
So this is a step in the right direction. What kind of environment are we dealing with? Let's put that kind of covering on it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, CalTrans is very protecting and enhancing the environment is one of our key values. And so when we look at how to do pavement, we realize that there is not one solution for everywhere. California is such a diverse state. District 9 is such a diverse district. We have Mount Whitney and Badwater, the highest and lowest points in the contiguous United States, within, 2 hours of each other. So we have to adjust, and we are the instructions and the direction we have in place guarantee that we do that. So, and we do other things. We do slab work as part of maintenance projects in between major rehabilitation projects. But when we are doing paving projects, we are using the formulated hot mix asphalt that is what is required and necessary for that area.
Now, is that permeable? A lot of places will have asphalt where the water can go through it, so it doesn't accumulate on the road.
Depends on the area. I do not know about that.
Okay, it's okay.
Yeah.
I have a lot of trivia questions, and I apologize. I didn't tell him I was going to ask those. I didn't know I was going to ask those. Awesome. This is great. So you've got construction going on now. Most of them should be done by 2025, and you have some coming up.
Yeah.
And we can find those out about those by going to dot.ca.gov/D9.
Yep. And we are updating all of our project pages to have more information, more up-to-date maps. They've fallen a little to the wayside, so that is one of my priorities over the next 2 weeks, in addition to making that new webpage dedicated to our hiring process.
Yeah.
So go to our website, dot.ca.gov/D9. All of our upcoming projects that we have pages for, you can find there. The major ones are on there, including some that are out to 2026, like our King Pavement project down in Tehachapi on State Route 58. That's going to be a huge one.
It's going to be big.
Yes. I think it might be the biggest project District 9, I guess, since Olange Protego once that finishes.
Awesome. So Chief Andriessen, I appreciate your coming very much. I'm Jimmy T with Laughing Parrot, Sierra Wave, KSRWS, whoever. Thank you very much for watching.
I didn't know what to do, and the only thing that I could think of was I gotta get off this mountain.
There are 14 mountains in the world above 8,000 meters. Of the 14, Everest is the tallest, K2 is the hardest, but Annapurna is widely considered the most dangerous. For every 4 people that reach the summit of Annapurna, 1 dies trying.
When you actually see the mountain for the first time, it's a very sobering moment.
To be absolutely safe, it's impossible. On Annapurna, you cannot be on the safe place.
This is very dangerous mountain and like killer mountain.
As of 2021, less than 300 people have reached Annapurna's summit, and 70 have died trying.
My friend, stay strong, okay? We go home.
It begs the question, who in their right mind would try to climb such a mountain?
It's a mystery how somebody can climb to the top of an 8,000 meter peak without supplemental oxygen. We know it can be done.
With the use of supplemental oxygen, climbers can dial in the altitude they want to be at. But climbing without oxygen, you're right at the very limits of human survival. It's a race to get to the summit and get down before you die.
I use the oxygen very easy, but without oxygen, very, very hard.
Let's get acclimatized and ready.
These guys were my heroes. Monsters of Himalayan climbing.
It took me 13 years and 6 expeditions to spend 7 minutes on the summit of Annapurna. And what I felt up there just doesn't last. Uli came over the radio and he said, he stopped breathing, he stopped breathing.
We did everything, and finally we are losers.
I've never really reached a full conclusion of what part of Inaki's death belongs to me. Most of our time is spent struggling somewhere between the bottom and the top. And that's where the joy must be found, in our discomfort, wrestling not just with the mountain, but with ourselves, through fear and loss and our failures.
Oh my God!
In the place of our dreams and our nightmares.
Good afternoon, folks. I'm Officer Michener, your Public Information Officer for the Bishop Area, California Highway Patrol. I'm coming to you today about a pursuit that we had yesterday. If you all heard the lights and sirens happening at about 2 o'clock or close to that, I'm going to give you a little bit of information on that. So at about 1:30 p.m., the CHP responded to a report of a stolen vehicle. Officer Olivier took that report. Within about 15 minutes after having taken that report, the CHP received a witness call in reporting to have seen the vehicle on CV Lane near Diaz. We had an officer respond from Early Pond at CV Lane. They spotted the vehicle on CV near Diaz, attempted to enact an enforcement stop. The vehicle turned onto Diaz Lane and proceeded westbound on Diaz. With the CHP lights and sirens activated, the vehicle continued down Diaz Lane westbound at approximately 30 to 40 miles an hour, stopping for all the stop signs. So at this point, we just had a failure to yield. The vehicle made it all the way down to Brockman Lane, where the driver then decided to make a U-turn, driving through private property at high speeds, and then headed eastbound on Diaz Lane. At this time, speeds reached approximately 60 miles an hour, running through the various stop signs. Again, CHP is in pursuit, lights and sirens going. The driver of that vehicle decided to attempt to make a left-hand turn onto Numu Lane, heading northbound at too high of speed, failed to brake entering into that corner, and ended up colliding with some large boulders that the tribe had just set on the shoulder. Luckily, those boulders were there because we had a civilian, an individual standing on the shoulder. Very, very high likelihood that that individual would be deceased or in grave bodily injuries right now at this point, had those boulders not been there. So a vehicle collided into the boulders, and the CHP was able to take that individual into custody. The charges that we're looking at right now at this point are for DUI, methamphetamine use is suspected, stolen vehicle, and felony evading. That's going to conclude the information that I have about that report at this time. More will be coming out, but that's where we are. So again, this is Officer Michener, your Public Information Officer with the California Highway Patrol Bishop Area.
Hello, this is Jimmy T with Furry Friends with Lindsay Stein and Helga. So Lindsay, welcome back.
Thank you.
And tell me about Helga, this beautiful little puppy.
So she is about 5 months old. She's going to be a big girl. So anybody who's taken on Helga needs to have plenty of room and accommodations for a big girl. She was part of a seizure from Charleston View. So her and 12 other dogs were seized from a property, and now they are available for adoption. So she has a sister that looks kind of just like her and same size, very large. Very good temperament though, very good girl, very relaxed. So she's gonna be a really good companion to have.
Now, what did you say she was part?
She's a shepherd mix, so definitely a little bit more on the shepherd side.
And about 8 months old.
Yep.
And like you said, a big yard.
Yeah.
And look at these paws. But she's so sweet. She's amazing. Are you gonna send her to Puppy Academy?
We should. I mean, look how cute she is.
Absolutely. Now, how does somebody go about adopting Helga?
So if you want to find out more about adopting her, you would go down to the Inyo County Animal Shelter, or you could give them a call at 760-938-2715. They are open Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. and they are closed to the public on Monday. So on a Monday, they are not available for the public.
Now, you mentioned it's a good thing to come down and meet the Helga first.
Yeah, definitely come down and meet and greet if you're interested in Helga or her sister or any of the animals that are there. Currently, we have about 29 dogs still in the animal shelter, and we have about 24 kittens and cats, but I will say this free adoption for the month of July has been very helpful for the animal shelter. We've adopted out quite a few. It's been very busy with adoptions, so just people keep coming on down and adopting these beautiful animals that we have there.
Now, August is coming. Will you have this same free program? Or
at this time, it hasn't been decided if we're going to be able to do the free adoption month for the month of August, but we will definitely let the public know if that's something that we're going to be doing for promotion.
Cool. Excellent. And you also said if you want to donate money or food or toys, you have an Amazon page.
Yes, we do have an Amazon, and we do have information. If you give the shelter a call, we can definitely take some donations. So if you're interested in doing something like that, let us know and give us a call.
You know, Helga's about the right age for a human to learn how to take care of a puppy.
Oh yeah, definitely. She's at a good age right now.
Now, they said she's a little bit new to the leash, which is fine.
Yeah, she's a little bit more timid right now, all the new sounds and smells, so she's definitely taking it all in, but she's a really good girl.
Awesome. Lindsay Stein, Helga, thank you for coming very much. And if you're not interested in Helga, there are lots of critters for you to see.
Yeah.
Even though the rabbit's gone. Walter, you said?
Yeah, Walter.
Oh, Walter.
Walter.
And Rocky's gone. Rocky, you found his forever home?
Yes.
Cool. So, hey, Helga's waiting for you. Thank you for coming.
All right, thanks
Helga,
for having me.
Thank you for getting.
She's so good.
Hello, I'm Jeff Gabriel with the Eastern Sierra Interpretive Association, and for the summer months we have planned many activities involving campfires. We have campfire programs going on throughout the summer in July, August, September, and into October, and those can be found at sierraforever.org under calendars, and go check them out. You don't have to necessarily be staying in the campground to experience these campfire programs that are going to range from pika, animal adaptations, reptiles, Eastern Sierra birds, and many other different topics that will be discussed, and particularly one of the favorite ones, black bears. So again, come to any one of the campgrounds that are listed on our calendar website and enjoy the campfire program normally held on a Friday or Saturday evening. Again, go to sierraforever.org. I am Jeff Gabriel with the Eastern Sierra Interpretive Association. Educate, inspire, explore.
Let's give the people what they came for.
I want to show you something huge.
I don't think you're supposed to say that. God, I love this part. Wait! Nobody knows. Everybody knows. Get your special sock out, nerds. It's gonna get good.
Rated R.
If you feel it, chase it! All right, here we go. Do we have to drive into it? No, it's driving into us.
How about we launch some rockets? Rockets.
He's insane.
Twisters in theaters Friday.